You don't have a soul. You are a soul. What am I talking about? Hey, I'm Reverend Ellie Bierman, and I thank you for joining us here today for Let's Get Metaphysical show. And why are you here? To understand what's your life doing? Where's your life going? Where did you come from? Why are you here? And how are you making your choices every day? Because you are making them. So, where's all that information coming from? Let's jump right in and develop that topic. You are a soul. Your higher self, your spirit was never born, never dies. It was created by whatever the life energy is that created the universe. And when you listen to lots and lots of scientists like I do, who are explaining how the universe was created, and some talk about the Big Bang, and some explain it, and some have other ideas, and there are lots and lots of explanations out there. The one thing that really jumps out at you, so long as scientists have explanations, they'll share the explanations. Of course, many of those explanations are theories that get to be outdated and replaced. However, when they come up with something and this event happens and they can't figure out what it was, and then they turn to and God creates these things. Interesting. And if you look around in your world, you'll notice a lot of people do that. What does your world actually look like and how does it actually work? For me, because I've been asking this for a long time, and I became a minister, what was it, 15 years ago. But I was living very much in my spirit all my life. And I've always known that there's something out there. I don't have to know what's going on. I don't have to know what to do about things and important decisions because I'm getting all this nonstop advice, all this nonstop communication and guidance. And you are too. Where's it coming from? You have guides, you have angels, you have entities. And when you allow yourself to live with conscious awareness, you'll start to tune in to all that guidance because it's coming at you nonstop. It always has, it always will. So if you ever feel stuck and you don't know which way to turn or which way to go, if you close your eyes, closing your eyes gets rid of a lot of information. Just allows you to be able to go within. Then you'll start to get feelings that you want to do a certain thing or not do a certain thing. And then you'll begin to notice, oh, when I need advice, when I hear help, there it is. It doesn't always show up as something you hear. It might show up as you're driving down the road and you pass a billboard and you catch just a few lines of what's on the billboard. And that really works because those few lines are the wisdom that your guides, angels, entities wanted you to know. You might be waiting in line to buy something and overhear a little piece of a conversation. Either people ahead of you, people behind you, but you'll hear just those few words that fit precisely into the scheme of things where you are, what you've been looking for. You see, you can tune into all of that. And when you live with conscious awareness, oh my goodness, you're going to be noticing all of this guidance, all this helpful information to lead you in the direction that you know you really want to go in. Now, that doesn't mean everything in your world works perfectly, because when bad things happen in your life, they're not really bad. If you stop and look at who you have to become to deal with what you thought before were bad things, what kind of behavior did you need to take on that you weren't going to take on, except you wanted to change what you first thought was a bad thing? And you want to find the gifts and turn it around and see, hey, it's really a good thing. You know, Bob Proctor said, everything balances, and there's a law of opposites. And if something's super, super good, well, you have a choice. You can see it's also super, super not good. So you get to choose which way you want to interpret what goes on in your world. And the day that you don't have anything you need to learn, that there isn't some kind of struggle, that's the day when you stagnate. And guess what happens when you stagnate? Well, in life, you're either growing or you're dying. So if you don't have some kind of challenge, if you don't have some kind of plan of where you want to go and what you want to do, and if you haven't yet listened to my last talk about a worthy goal, and that's the goal that makes your life make sense, if you are just deciding, I've done enough, I've worked enough years, I'm just going to sit back and veg out in front of the TV. A lot of people do that. A lot of people don't last much longer when they do that because they're not feeding, they're not nourishing their spirit. They're just slowly fading away. Unless you're not able to, you want to get up and you want at the very least go for a walk. Do some exercise that gets you going. What kind of spiritual practice feeds your body? I personally do Qigong, and then I do exercises, and I like to do the high intensity exercises. And I follow that up with rebounding because you got to get your whole system going. And if you're not jumping up and down on something, then your system's not working. It's not cleaning itself out. It's not allowing you to enjoy optimal health. You feel good when you're active. I know if I feel really tired, I have a choice. I can go lie down and continue to feel really tired. Or I can get up and I can do things. And the best kind of thing to do is some kind of exercise, gets my air flowing and my breathing. And I'm not tired anymore. So next time you're feeling tired or wiped out or you just can't get going, see what happens if you, at the very least, go for a walk, jump on a rebounder. It's fun. So you have all these guides showing you what to think, what to do, taking you places where you'll get the responses you've been looking for, the messages you've been looking for. You don't have to hear voices, but when you look in your environment, you'll see you're never alone. You have guides, and your guides serve one purpose. You have angels, they serve another purpose. And after a while, if you're interested in being able to carry on a two-way conversation with them, so when you need something, you can ask right then and there. And you don't have to wait and figure out how are they serving me? How are they guiding me where I want to go? You just talk to them. It takes a little while to do that, and I can show you how. And I'm so glad that you came here today. And I'm trusting that you're getting some real key information because that's the whole point of my being here with you right now. is. And I have a gift for you today. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and download Step in a New Direction, because chances are you're kind of stuck in a routine and your life is going this way. And if you try to change, your family's going to want you to change back. Your friends are going to want you to change back. They don't want you to change. Because if you change, they ought to change too if they want to stay in your world. And many of them do not want to bother. They are not interested in growing and looking at life differently and taking on new behaviors and moving in a new direction, but you can. Simply go to the link in the show notes and download Step in a New Direction. But don't just download it, read it. It's short and it gets right to the point of how you're stuck, why you're stuck, and what you can do to get unstuck, because I can't do that for you. No one can do that for you but you. And if you haven't done so yet, join our Facebook group. It has, yes, it's been closed, but anyone could come in. I'm changing that now. You're going to have to answer some questions to come in, and we're going to have an active group in there. Because what's the point of having a group if you don't have a place to ask questions and to bounce off of other people some ideas, things you've been wondering about, and understanding and growing in your spirituality? That's not a snap and done. So I invite you to join our Facebook group, and the link for that is also in the show notes. Thanks again for joining us here today, and I look forward to communicating with you. And you may notice in the show notes, the very first thing in the show notes says text Rev Alley. Got a question? Answer me. I'll get back to you. And I might just take your question and put it in the Facebook group, because if you've got a question, chances are at least one other person has the same question. Remember that you can watch or listen to any episode on our show site. And most important, enjoy. That's capital I-N, capital J-O-Y, every moment, because nothing in your world happens out there. Oops, I almost forgot. This is a really good time of year because they keep having specials over at Audible. Get your free trial a month. A lot of great stuff, great podcasts, great audiobooks, and you get to choose to download to own an audiobook of your choice. Or to be in here with you next time.